Hello, good morning students. Welcome back to your chemistry class with Rajkumar sir. Today we will discuss the chemical properties of alcohol and phenol. In that our next part is the oxidation of the alcohols. In the oxidation of the alcohols, there is a breakage of oxygen hydrogen bond and carbon hydrogen bond, and there is a formation of a carbonyl bond is known as the oxidation. In the oxidation of the alcohols can be carried out with the oxidizing agent just like potassium dichromate, K2Cr2, O7 in alkaline medium. It can be carried out. Now it is first changed to the aldehyde by the breakage of the oxygen hydrogen bond and carbon hydrogen bond, and it gets further oxidized to gives carboxylic acid, and you cannot stop the reaction at the aldehydic stage. That's why we want to stop this reaction at the aldehydic stage. We have to be use another catalyst that stop this reaction at the aldehydic state. Now to stop the reaction is this aldehydic stage, we will use chromium trioxide in presence of PCC, pyridinium chlorochromate, that stop the oxidation at the aldehydic stage. For example, if we oxidize this ethanol, this is a primary alcohol and it is oxidized in the presence of chromium trioxide and PCC. PCC is a pyridinium chlorochromate that stop or resist the oxidation at the aldehydic stage. There is a breakage of oxygen hydrogen and carbon hydrogen bond and aldehyde is formed and this compound ethanol is formed, and this removal of hydrogen is known as a dehydrogenation reaction. So we are studying here dehydrogenation reaction. If we take the another alcohol that has the carbon-carbon double bond in their structure, if you carried out this oxidation reaction in presence of this potassium dichromate, and this will oxidize this carbon-carbon double bond and also oxidize this carbon hydroxyl bond. It means this OH group is also oxidized. It means you are not able to retain this carbon-carbon double bond in the chain. If you want to retain this double bond in their structure, we have to be use chromium trioxide in presence of PCC, pyridinium chlorochromate. Now it resists the oxidation of this carbon-carbon double bond and it oxidizes only this carbon and this hydroxyl group, and it is changed to the aldehyde. This compound is formed. This is but2 1L. And it is also known as the croton aldehyde. If we take the secondary alcohol rather than primary alcohol, just like this, I take secondary alcohol. This alcohol is a secondary alcohol. If this secondary alcohol is oxidized in presence of the chromium trioxide, there is a removal of hydrogen from this hydroxyl group and this carbon. Now it is changed to a ketone. Secondary alcohol on dehydrogenation changed to ketone, that is acetone. Propanone is formed during this reaction. If we oxidize the tertiary alcohol, I take the example of tertiary alcohol, just like this. This is a tertiary alcohol, but there is no hydrogen is present at this carbon. That's why it resists the oxidation, and tertiary alcohol not oxidize at all, because tertiary alcohol resists the oxidation. Now this dehydrogenation reaction we also carried out with the help of a catalyst, just like copper at 523 Kelvin. If we carried out the catalytic dehydrogenation reaction for the alcohol, we take the primary alcohol and it is oxidized or dehydrogenated in presence of a catalyst that is known as a copper, and it is a temperature dependent reaction. We carried out this reaction at 523 Kelvin temperature. Let us see here. This is our primary alcohol, ethanol I take here, and I react with copper at 523 Kelvin. This is undergo dehydrogenation and it produce aldehyde. Ethanol is formed. It means primary alcohol oxidized to aldehyde, and I take the secondary alcohol. Now this secondary alcohol is dehydrogenated by the copper at 523 Kelvin and it is changed to the ketone. That is changed to the ketone. It means acetone is formed. If we carried out the dehydration of the tertiary alcohol with the help of a catalyst just like the copper, it did not resist the oxidation but it changed to the alkene. This is the tertiary alcohol. When you react this tertiary alcohol with copper and it's undergo dehydrogenation from here and it changed to the alkene. It formed alkene. This is the difference of oxidation with the help of a catalyst and a oxidizing agent. When you carried out the oxidation of alcohol with the help of a oxidizing agent, so primary alcohol is oxidized to aldehyde and secondary alcohol is oxidized to ketone, and tertiary alcohol resists the oxidation due to the absence of alpha hydrogen present at the carbon. But when you carried out this dehydrogenation with the help of a catalyst just like the copper, and it first changed to aldehyde, primary alcohol, and secondary alcohol changed to ketone, and tertiary alcohol changed to alkene rather than opposed to the oxidation. These are the reaction. Watch it carefully. After this we will study about the reactions of the phenol. Phenol is the compound that not undergo nucleophilic substitution reaction. Why? Because phenol undergo resonance and there is a negative charge is present over the benzene ring all over the time. That's why it not undergo nucleophilic substitution reaction, and that's why it is undergo electrophilic substitution reaction rather than nucleophilic substitution reaction. I can explain here. It's phenol. This is phenol, and lone pair are present at this oxygen, and these lone pairs are under conjugation with this benzene ring. So it undergo resonance and form resonating structures, and you find here most of time the negative charge is present at the ortho position. Now this electron pair is transferred to this, and electron pair will shift, electron density will be shift at the ortho position. And if we transfer the electron density here, this electron density will be shifted at this position. From all these structures, you find that most of time the electron density is present at ortho, para and ortho position. That why it decline the nucleophilic substitution reaction, and it's allow electrophilic substitution reactions. That's, we can say that phenol undergo easily electrophilic substitution reaction rather than nucleophilic substitution reaction. Now first reaction that's undergo electrophilic substitution reaction is the nitration. We carried out the nitration of the phenol. This is our phenol. If we react this phenol with nitric acid, dilute nitric acid in presence of concentrated H2SO4, and it produces a nitronium ion as a electrophile, and this electrophile will attack at the ortho and para positions. Because electron density are present ortho and para position, we get the two products, that is orthonitrophenol, that is formed in small quantity because steric hindrance is present here. Is a steric hindrance. And paranitrophenol formed in the large quantity because there is a no steric hindrance, and it is act as a major product. This is paranitrophenol, and that is present in the large quantity. That's why it is act as a major product. Now how will you separate orthonitrophenol from the paranitроphenols? We can separate the orthonitrophenol from the paranitrophenol by steam distillations, because this orthonitrophenols has intramolecular hydrogen bonding. This is the intramolecular hydrogen bonding is present. So it is act as a discrete molecules, and while you carried out the distillation, it evaporate first and it is removed first from the mixture. But in case of the paranitrophenol, there is a intermolecular hydrogen bonding is present. There is a intermolecular hydrogen bonding is present. Due to presence of this intermolecular hydrogen bonding, they are act as a complex molecule, and it's not easily undergo the steam distillation. So by the methods of the steam distillation, we can separate orthonitrophenol from paranitроphenols. Why? Because the orthonitrophenols has intramolecular hydrogen bonding, and it is act as a discrete molecule, and it has low boiling points than that of the paranitроphenols. Paranitrophenol has intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Due to it require more heat to change into the vapor state. If we react this phenol with concentrated nitric acid, this is concentrated nitric acid in presence of sulfuric acid, it will give you a strong acid that is known as a picric acid. 2,4,6 trinitrophenol is formed. 2,4,6 trinitrophenol is formed, that is known as a picric acid. Picric acid is obtained. Now after this we can study the halogenation reaction, that phenol undergo halogenation reaction. In the halogenation reaction, the process of adding halogen, a reaction with halogen, is known as a halogenation reaction. We will react with chlorine, bromine, iodine, but here we will react with the bromine, that is known as the bromination reaction. We react it with the bromine. Now phenol react with the bromine, it's a halogen, and that is known as a halogenation reaction. Bromine react with the phenol with two ways. If we react with the bromine with phenol in presence of a carbon disulfide, This carbon disulfide is non-polar in nature and it's deactivate the benzene ring, and that's why we are getting the two products, orthobromophenol and parabromophenols. We are get here two products, orthobromophenol and parabromophenol. Out of these two, you know that parabromophenol is the major product because there is a no steric hindrance between them, but here is a steric hindrance is obtained, that's why it's consume the energy and it's form in less quantity, that's why it is act as a minor product. But if we carried out this bromination in the presence of water, this is a polar solvent and phenol is also polar, this water activate the benzene ring and the bromination takes place all the ortho para ortho positions, and it gives the white PPT of 2,4,6 tribromophenol, and it is used as a test for the phenol. We get white PPT of 2,4,6 bromophenol, 2,4,6 tribromophenol, and it is used as a test because it give white PPT, and this is a very important test to distinguish the phenols from the another chemical compounds. This is the white PPT is formed. If you treat with the non-polar, in presence of a non-polar solvent, it gives the orthobromophenol and parabromophenol. But if you treat this with bromine in presence of water, this is a polar sand solvent and it activates the phenol and it form 2,4,6 dibromophenol and it gives the white PPT. Today we will discuss that much only. Thank you. Have a nice day. Watch the video, make notes and understand the concept. Thank you, students.